Hello again, Fantasygate League. I'm your Commissioner St. Sheldog, coming to you with your weekly recap for Week 11 from Fantasygate headquarters. First, the State of the League address. Ladies and gentlemen, we didn't get him. Not a single team secured a playoff spot this last week, and none of the 9 teams which were still alive have yet been officially eliminated. These last 2 weeks are going to be very exciting indeed. Before I get to what happened in last week's exciting action, let me ask you this question. Do you have a rickety poker table? Well, this week is your big chance. Dial 1-800-RACKITY. Tell whoever picks up the phone to bite me, and you get 100% off your order of Rickety Poker Table. This week only. Act now. All right, let's move on. First up is a tale of teams with opposite recent fortunes. Elway's way in the run and hide bitches. Blue Trim Pumpkin Lovers were in first place 4 weeks ago. Steady Eddie were out of the playoffs. Now it's Hides in and Elway out. Jimmy G and Vitamin Kelt C have the cure for what ailed the way of the donkey, scoring well over half the team total. 114 is usually enough to get over the Hyde hump. This week was no exception. Elway wins for what seems like the first time since Super Bowl 32. Next on, 2 merry teams. Feeling hot. Feeling dangerous and elementary, my dear Watson. Their recent win streaks haven't been achieved alike. The Danger Gang rides overlooked over performers like Chark the Target Shark, while the Elementarians like simply seeing marquee fantasy from the likes of eponymous QB. This time that QB and stud running back Cook disappointed while Josh Allen was mixing with Kyle Rudolph. 3 big scores from under 50% start players. They who feel trouble are now the trouble atop their division. Moving along to this week's edition of the Toilet Bowl. Fantasy Knights versus First and Goal. Squirrel, oddly enough, coming off a win, while the Firsters need to put the brakes on an epic skid to stay in playoff contention. They changed a few things by keeping last week's dual duds Barkley and Rodgers on the bench, but Kyle Allen and Sonny Michel fared a little better than those donuts, 12 total points. The Knights got a good turnout from Mike Thomas and Pat Stee. They won a game last week. If they win a game this week, that's 2 in a row. That's called a winning streak. It has happened before. Now the game, which was the runner-up toilet bowl, was between yours truly and the top team you can lug off. Saintly scrambling for starters kicked off the week. Buys and injuries had commish throwing darts, coming up with Debo Samuel. Yet again ran T.J. Hawk, my son. Other assorted scrubs. Never fear, Dak the Cack is here. Sheldog with a big lead going into Sunday night, which would factor huge. Goffy's had 3 players going projected to get him back in. Game flow. Neither team cared to move the ball at all. Commish back in the playoff hunt. Lug Goff remains in first place despite their season low score. Next up, OBJYN. A squad probably needing to win out, and Yuan Candid Kamara, a squad whose winning out could spoil literally everyone they play. Lamar Jackson Staction with tight end Andrews scored big again. Mac Truck posted large before an injury for the OBs. Huge early lead for them. And apart from John Brown's chain breaking in Miami, the opposition was candidly pedestrian, including a donut at tight end. On the bright side, Camaritans didn't have to suffer long, all but one player was done by Sunday afternoon, and the newcomer is still in the hunt. And finally, we have last week's star team, Bruce Don't Call Me Leroy versus the unpredictable shitty piece of poop. Poopsters going with Thursday Cleveland D was a big early boost, even though Myles Garrett failed to put Rudolph's horns back on his head. Smelly early lead seemed tenuous, though, until the twin Cardinals Kirk Rick folded early in their game. The edge was 36 going into Monday Night Football. And not so fast, says Kung Fu Master. My homie is going on Monday night. Could it be? Would it be? No! Nearly outscored by poopy wide receiver Keenan Allen, they are not shitty again, earning their 6th win and returning to the season-long points lead. Once again, I went overtime. Very sorry. I'm so ashamed. All the same, bite me.